the way.
We're wanted men.
I have spoken.
You know, it's been a minute since we've done this when I can't even find the record button on Zoom.
I mean, it's been 4 weeks since the last time we recorded in our environment, and then before that, it was like
Another 4 weeks.
4 weeks-ish.
Man, they moved the record button in Zoom and I couldn't find it. And thankfully, I found it. So, anyway, welcome to episode 297 of the Smugglers Galaxy podcast, your favorite Star Wars podcast for smugglers in the galaxy. Oh, Jason, how you doing?
Doing well.
I'm kind of enjoying the 2 week thing with the break, but I mean, I don't know
Weird.
how are you enjoying it? Is it
It's
nice?
weird. It's throwing me off. And like in the last episode, I had to do the description for the episode, but I remembered at 2 in the morning the day it came out, so I quickly just. We come back from Joe Fest is basically what I wrote because I was half groggy, and it's amazing that there was no typos because I think I had one eye open and it was blurry. Because again, it was 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's I kind of like it, but I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I do like it's not the pressure of oh my God, we got to record this morning, where you have a little bit of a break. I mean, even and not the sad part, but I think we would have even because last weekend was 4th of July and I was out of town, so it would have been a natural break anyway, because of it being a holiday weekend. So I guess we got to give it some time. I mean, how are you guys liking it out there? I know Jerry, when he recorded with us, he was like, "Man, now I don't have anything to listen to on Tuesdays." So,
Yeah. Well,
uh,
we became part of people's habits,
yeah.
and they're driving to work, and so now they don't have that.
Well, now you have a new episode. So,
And the
I mean,
problem
if
with
it, go
the
ahead.
problem with the small podcast like ours, out of sight, out of mind. It's like
Yeah,
we quickly become part of the irrelevance of the community when we're not there.
you're right. I guess we'll see if the numbers dip, then we'll go back to once a week. Or, it's an experiment right now.
Experiment phase.
We're in our experiment era. Has your girls been freaking out because of Taylor getting married?
No, not really. They couldn't
Okay.
care less, I guess.
I guess maybe because it's been so secretive. And, if it was more out in the open, I guess they'd care. But nobody, no, it's like, whatever. She got married.
Yeah, we're renting out Madison Square Garden
Yeah.
while people are starving.
Yep. Exactly.
Let them eat their cake.
Yeah. Here's some cake for everybody.
Um, but yeah,
Uh,
I mean, it's just been it's kind of a weird lull. Mando and Grogu's kind of came and went.
yeah.
It doesn't have as big of a gravitational pull in the pop culture as it once did. It's just a weird phase for Star Wars, and I see every once in a while people saying stuff like it's not an easy hobby to get into, and I just that doesn't resonate with me. I don't understand that feedback because
Hmm.
there's plenty of guides out there, and I don't understand what that means, and it's just weird. It's just
Yeah.
just weird.
I can get where they're coming from as far as that. It is money wise. And well, I mean, you can get started buying $5 beaters if you want. I mean, you don't need to have a lot of money to get into this, but if you want to go dump into the deep end, you do need if you want to buy a yak face to begin with, you need money. But
But that's not a
that's not
col-
the go ahead.
that's not a collecting community thing. That's just the value of Yak Face.
Right.
Seven
Well,
hundred
that
bucks loose or $1,300, $13,000 carded. It's not inaccessible because of the community. It's inaccessible because of the price.
right. And I think people they take that the wrong way and they're like, well, I can't get into it because it's going to cost me, $10,000 for a carded yak face, and I don't have that kind of money. And that's when they, uh, you know, they get upset or they get deterred from joining the community. I mean, and you don't need to do that. I mean, with our club, we tell people all the time, it's a community. Come in and join. And I don't care if you've got two figures or 1,000 figures. Just come and be a good person and want to learn. And that's the way to do it, I think. And it's missed. Uh, but I mean, there's plenty of opportunity, I think, at shows or through the clubs or anything like that where you can find inexpensive figures. You can collect modern if you want. I mean, I don't, TVC is getting ridiculous. That Zeb is like $30 for a TVC figure. Uh,
Yeah, but and that's the first market. That's not secondary market.
you're right. So it is. That to me gets ridiculous. But I mean, I think everything is ridiculous nowadays. You know, just stuff is going up in price, and there's no way to combat that. And I think we're watching it happen in real time, and I think everything, not just Star Wars, everything's getting expensive.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like because things are getting expensive, people are not as interested, or it's not easy to come into the hobby, and prices aren't going down, which I think is another challenge, is that I don't think the sellers are responding.
Mm,
It's just like, well, it's just one sold for $500, so it's gonna always be $500. If things go up, it doesn't fluctuate. Things go up and then it doesn't come down. It doesn't go below $500.
right,
Where the true value may be $250 for a figure, they're just nope, it's $500. It's like, well, maybe it's not.
right, and that
Because
happened. Go ahead.
like I'll go to a show and there's a yak face for 750 sitting there. There's another yak face there. There's another yak. It's not like I've said this before. It's not like it's an incredibly rare figure. I can go to a show and see 4 or 5 yak faces.
Right,
And they're all sitting there. They wouldn't be sitting there if the price came down a little bit.
exactly. Yeah, no, you're right. Um, Shoot, I was going to say something and forgot it, but yeah, well, it's like that. I'm sorry, eBay. It's like that with every hobby or everything, because you'll go to a yard sale and you're like, hey, how much is this item here? And they pull up eBay and are like, well, it's sitting on eBay for $500. And it's like, well, that's great. I can ask whatever I want on eBay, but what is it sold for? Because if it sells for $500, I'll give you $500. But if it's sold for 50, that's what you can expect. And
Yeah.
people don't seem to understand, just because it's sitting on eBay for $500, that that's not a comp. You
Yeah.
got to look at sold items.
I will say that one dude did know his Lego thing and they were sold for $500.
Oh
So
my dude, I would have loved to have had that because it was beautiful. But yeah, I'm not spending $500 for a Lego that I can't open. Um,
yeah,
that was
it's
at Joe Fest. If y'all didn't listen to the Joe Fest thing, it was a Canon and a Ghost piece that was limited to like 700 pieces. Um, they are coming out with the X-Files set. I think it's the
yes.
rumor. And
Yeah.
I am trying to get my wife to let me spend the money on that X-Files set. Oh, it's $200, but if you buy it, I think if you buy it that it comes out, they give you an extra set, is what the rumor is, that you'll get a Scully's Lab to go with it. I'm like,
Uh,
that may make it worthwhile.
you get the autopsy lab basically.
Yeah.
Lego's first autopsy lab.
But it's such a killer Lego set because it's got Scully Mulder's it's got the office, and then it's like, looks like it's in the base of a tree, and then it's got a UFO on top of it, with the beam that's supporting the UFO, where I guess you could put an alien or something in it, it's such a killer looking set.
Yeah.
But man, it's $200, and I'm just like, can I justify spending $200 on that?
Well, if it brings you happiness, then it's money well spent. Also, you're probably better off spending the $200 because Lego is one of the few things that actually goes up in value and people will pay for it. And case in point, the Legend of Zelda tree behind me is now an official retired set and it's jumped in sales. It's jumped, it's still selling on secondary markets, but it's like $100 more than it was in store shelves just a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
So
Yeah, Legos are they're fun. And you get it's a twofer, I think, with the Lego because it's basically a puzzle, and then you get to display it. So you have double the fun with the Lego set. But
have you picked anything else up?
I have not. I'm still waiting on that Hera to show up from the Amazons, but that's not going to be out till September. Nothing
The
is
new one?
excited, huh?
The new TBC one?
Yeah. Can you hear my dogs?
Yeah, kind of. It kind of sounds muted, but
Okay, hold on.
no, I mean, we're
Okay.
fine. It's not that big of a
Well, we'll
deal, but
just let them go crazy if their their TV's on. We leave the front windows up, and obviously somebody's walking by the house. Um. Anyway, yeah, no, that's all I'm waiting on. Nothing has excited me yet. I mean, I like the Zeb, the TVC Zeb, but it's not the Zeb that I want. I've already got a Zeb. I've got two of them, one from the Ghost and one from season one that's open. If I was collecting stuff from the Mandalorian and Grogu, maybe. But it just doesn't excite me. I haven't seen anything that excites me like that X-Files Lego set in a while, as far as Star Wars goes. What about you?
I picked up the Rogue Fun grabber droid from Gary Weaver,
Yeah, I saw that.
the carded one. I wanted that because it is Rogue Fun colors. It's a droid exclusive to the event. And then I also picked up the Chopper Build-A-Droid,
Yeah.
which he's dressed essentially like a bumblebee. He's painted white, yellow, and black, so he looks like a bee. And the Build-A-Droid, I wish I had bought two. There's a limit of two because you can open them and
Mhm.
assemble a droid with each progressive droid that comes out. And so this one is an RX droid, Rex, basically the pilot from the initial Star Tours.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I only bought the one. And they
No.
sell out so fast.
Yeah, because somebody had posted. It looked like they did like 20 of those, 20 different versions of Chopper. So they're getting their use out of that mold.
Did I share what happened the last month with that Build-A-Droid?
Maybe. I know you tried getting it, right?
Yeah, I tried getting it and I got it. And
Hmm.
Disney went ahead and proceeded with the sale. And then a couple days later, I got a notification that, sorry, we can't fulfill your order.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
what's going on with your inventory system? But anyways, I don't want to get back into it if I already said it.
But you got your money back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather have my droid, but
Yeah, no, I get it. It does feel like they do that. Not a lot, but it that sucks when that happens.
I have some news. That's all I've picked up. I haven't really.
Yeah.
It's kind of been a lull for me in terms of just collecting and also post Rogue Fun. I'm back into that, like struggling to try to get some speed here. Let's go do something. And I'm like,
It is.
I'm tired.
Yeah, it does. It does feel like everything's kind of in a lull. I mean, I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. I wish something would happen.
And we're kind of in a wait and see period. I mean, there's a trailer for the Ninth Jedi series, but I'm just not excited about that kind of Star Wars, the anime Star Wars. It's just not what I'm looking for personally.
Right.
But if people like it, more power to them. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
And then we gotta
Oh,
wait. We gotta wait next year for Ahsoka and Starfighter, and we have to
yeah.
wait for Celebration to hear more information about upcoming plans for Star Wars post Starfighter. Because I mean, it's just like a cliff after that. It just falls off. There's nothing. It's a void. There's nothing going on after Starfighter and Ahsoka season two.
Yeah. Speaking of Ryan Gosling, I did watch Project Hail Mary on Amazon the other day.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Did you read the book?
No, I haven't read that
That
book.
book is so much. It's one, I guess, because I just finished reading the book and I'm not a real big book reader, but I mean, you felt it because you're just like, it wasn't like this in the book. It wasn't like that in the book. And you just realize how, they can spend two chapters explaining something in a book and they spend 30 seconds on it in a movie.
Yeah.
So it's just, I enjoyed both, but the book to me was so much better than the movie. But both, that was there again, like Sinners, that would have been a movie that, man, it would have been cool seeing in the theater just because there was a couple of visual effects of visual shots that are just like when they're out in space, that would have been cool seeing in a theater.
It was.
Yeah.
It was cool seeing it in the theater.
So if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's a good little sci-fi.
I do have news, some little news. The original pitch for Andor from Jared Bush from Zootopia has been revealed. This was before he was working on this before Tony Gilroy stepped in and said, "No, this is what we're doing," and then came up with that masterpiece. The log line was the fledgling rebellion experiences a crippling setback when an imperial mole hidden within its ranks decimated a series of rebel bases. Cassian Andor, a young intelligence operative, is one of the few who survive, only to be falsely accused of being the mole himself. Out in the cold, Cassian discovers the only way to clear his name and find the mole is to infiltrate an imperial planet, which holds the key to uncovering the mole's identity.
Hmm.
I mean, it's smaller. It focuses on the individual, whereas Tony
Right.
Gilroy focused more on the Imperial machine and how everything works and just
Yeah, I
different
don't know.
version.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that because it does feel like the same where we got to find something. And it's like the same formula that they keep repeating over and over again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'm glad that they went the other way with it because there was a lot of intrigue and it is rewatchable even though I haven't rewatched it. I know you've watched it several times, right?
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course.
Um so yeah, I could see that it would be really, really awesome. You know,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Andor. It was a good piece of Star Wars, and I think we're slowly edging into what we want or what I would like from Star Wars, which would be an evil Star Wars or a dirty Star. I want to see the underground. I want to see the underbelly of Star Wars,
Yep.
and we keep inching closer and closer to that.
Yeah. The so this is not written down, so I have to go by memory, but there's the new Star Wars Experience traveling exhibit that'll set up in Philadelphia
Yeah,
and it'll go over 5 years. It'll travel to different cities. I'm not exactly sure what will be in it, but it is a traveling experience. On top of that, there's the museum that's happening in Cincinnati with Jim Swearengin in cahoots with the Saga Museum.
yeah,
The Saga Museum is currently doing Cinema Relics, a collaboration with Cinema Relics, where they're doing the Saga Vaults, where they go in and showcase different pieces, and then the panel on the show votes for those pieces to determine which one is the most popular, and then that opens it up for the audience to vote. And I think essentially what they're doing is they're developing their own travel experience, but they're trying to figure out which pieces should go in that experience,
uh-huh.
which resonate more, what would people want to see. So I do think that they're working on that. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think I didn't want to get into it a minute ago because I knew we'd be covering it in news, but I think that's what we're going to end up getting is more fan related stuff like the Saga Museum and like that museum in Philadelphia versus movies and stuff. So that's where I think that's where the excitement for Star Wars is going to have to come, and it's going to be the fans, and maybe it'll reignite the fans. But I'm hoping that one in Philadelphia comes to where close enough to us. I mean, the one in Cincinnati, that's a twofer, man, because you can go do some really cool toy hunting and see a really cool exhibit, and three, you get to see the Justice League
Yeah.
because it's in the Cincinnati Museum.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting, but there's there's definitely two, possibly three traveling exhibits that will be going around the country. I think the Saga one will be in the key locations that they're considering building their museum.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, Atlanta is not one of them. Hopefully, the Star Wars Experience one, the official Star Wars one, will come to Atlanta.
That would be
Fingers
cool.
crossed.
Yeah, or at least close enough. Like I said, we can drive, make a weekend out of it.
Are you going to go
Uh,
to Birmingham? No, come on, come to Atlanta.
I think, well, we got the High Museum. I don't know what else we've got, but I mean, we've got some
Center
cool
of
stuff.
Puppetry Arts.
Center, yeah. I think that would be too small though,
It
but
is. It is.
yeah. You would need a big museum for that because yeah, I would go see it. I'd love to go see it. We do have enough around here. We got Chattanooga, we got South Carolina, Charlotte, maybe it'll happen. I
I
don't
can
know.
see Charlotte being the biggest competition to Atlanta,
Yeah.
but Chattanooga, come on.
I'm just trying to think. There's Nashville, that's 4 hours
You
away.
say Dalton next?
Yes, Dalton, get some carpet.
No, no.
It would be funny if it does go to. We're not coming to Atlanta. We're going to Dalton. We're going to Tullis. Tullis is a science museum. It's not a that.
Y-
Hey, that would
Yeah,
be cool if we went to Tullis
it's
because it's
possible. It's possible. That's a science, like you say, and that's a science museum. And I don't know how big their exhibit is, if it's going to be one room or two rooms. I did go to the one that was at the Smithsonian,
mhm.
which was cool back in the 90s. And
Yeah.
that was more than just one room. That was costumes and props. I wish I was more into the props that like I am now than I wish I was back then was into it because I would have gotten closer and checked the detail. I know a lot of costuming guys went to those
Mhm.
a traveling exhibit and looked at the details to replicate that in their costume.
Right.
But
Yeah. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, Tullis would work because they've got another building that they put traveling exhibits in.
there's also the Fern Bank. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's
Fernbank
been
would
a
work.
while since I've been there.
Yeah, I used to when I shot weddings or did photography for weddings, I did a few at Fernbank, and that's a cool space. Yeah, that could work too.
Yeah.
So we got a few museums.
So come on down, folks, and join us at the Saga Museum Traveling Exhibit.
That's what I'm kind of upset that they haven't made more announcements on that. They're just like, hey, we're in Philly and we're going to travel for 5 years.
Yeah.
Why don't you share the schedule? Because that would be fun. But maybe they're just kind of like, well, let's see how many people we can get to Philly.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because I know
Yeah.
that happens with music. People are like, no, you got to get to this one. We can't play. If you play in one club, then we got to wait 2 weeks to play in the next club because you don't want to butcher your appearances, your
Could also be
shows.
a wait and see.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 years is a little too what's the word I'm looking for? Too eager to uh maybe 5 years is overthinking it. Maybe
Yeah.
Star Wars isn't that big.
Well, I mean, I think if you're going to do 5 years, you look at it. What are they in Philly for, like 6 months, 7 months, something like
Yeah,
that?
something like that.
So if you're okay, we do 6 months at each location and it takes us a month to pack it up and, to move it, then yeah, 5 years, you can do what, 5 or 6 locations?
Maybe they're gonna. I mean, the other thing is that maybe they're setting this thing up in Philly and then bringing in other museums to be like, this could be in yours too.
Yeah.
And we're traveling for 5 years. But if they're saying 5 years, I'm sure they've got everything lined up and that they're just waiting for San Diego Comic-Con with the Ashley Eckstein panel that she's moderating to talk more in details.
Okay, so they're doing that at San Diego. So that, yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll know something in a couple of weeks with that because yeah, I could see them waiting then to get people excited and get people into that, oh shoot, getting people into that panel.
Yeah.
Sorry, get and yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess we'll
Well,
know in a couple of weeks.
yeah, speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, I think I'll just jump. I had
Yeah.
another story. I'll come back to it. Steve Evans shared an image, a very cryptic image on Instagram
Hmm.
of some sort of console, and I think it's a skiff console.
Okay.
I don't think he's teasing a new TVC skiff. I think he's teasing a Black Series skiff,
Ooh.
which would be an expansion of the line because they've kind of shied away from the environmental pieces and vehicles for a while. But this is more of a small vehicle that can go on your shelf and that they could complete some of those aliens in the Black Series. So I do think that there's a possible Black Series skiff on the way. Hopefully they'll support it and create some of those odd aliens for the line.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up real quick.
Because right
It,
now it would only be uh, Chewie, Han, Luke, Boba Fett, and Lando. I don't think there's anyone else on the skiff, the hero skiff, that they've made in Black Series. So they would need to make some of those Weequays and Kithabas and all those guys.
yeah.
But
Oh,
I
there
think,
it is.
yeah, I think Hasbro is needs to start catering to prequel and original trilogy fans. I think they need to stay away from the sequel trilogy, which seems to be what they're doing. They're not making anything from the sequel trilogy right now. It's a lot of OT stuff.
Yeah. Well, I know people are definitely complaining about the way they're going because it just feels like with the sail barge, they were so into it. And, they made the Razor Crest and they haven't supported the Razor
Yeah.
Crest and they've made the Ghost and they're like, oh, we're going to drag this out. And, we're not going to give you, okay, we gave you a Hera for the Ghost, but we still got all these other figures we can make.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I guess it would be cool. Why would you get that if they did it?
It's a strong possibility that, yeah, I would get that to open it,
Hmm.
but it depends on the cost. I'm not interested in spending $200 on a vehicle right now
Right.
or 250. I mean, if I think it's 200 bucks, I'll have to just jump it and say it's probably going to be 250, $300,
Jesus. And
which is
if
just which is just part of the problem with collecting this in this day and age. It's like we were saying before about vintage collecting with Kenner stuff. It's just too expensive for modern stuff.
right. Yeah. And it does. Because our buddy Jordan shared something. Hasbro Pulse just did some jets from Transformers, like a series of jets, and it's $150 for four jets. And I'm looking at it going, okay, I can see that.
For 3.75?
I would assume they're probably Transformers are like 6 inches, 6 or 8 inches.
Oh,
They're in that Black Series scale.
gotcha.
If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but I think they're in that Black Series scale. But you're getting four figures for 150 bucks.
Yeah.
I'm like that, and they're probably going to be worth it. And it does suck. I mean, there you go. We're talking about a $200 skiff, which is probably not going to have lights. Not gonna. It's just going to sit there, not be painted, and it's like, yeah, that's a lot. If you're going to charge 2 to 250 for that skiff, that's people aren't going to buy it. There's no value there. You know, yeah, and I do have to say something. So this is back. We're fast. This is something I should have said a few weeks ago because when Steve and Rich and Billy were over here looking at my collection after Rogue Fun, they saw my E-wing that I had washed. That I was just like, oh, I didn't like it. I washed it too hard. They were like, dude, this looks great. So
You
I
mean
was,
you mean you put your own black wash on a Hasbro item?
yes, I put a black wash on a Hasbro item
Yeah.
because there's no wash on it.
Yes.
It just looks too clean. There's nothing going on with it. So I put a wash on my E-wing, and I thought I'd overdid it, but then when they saw it, they were like, "No, man, this looks great. This looks factory." I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah.
Uh, I was like, "Well, good for me." It kind of it made me feel good because I wasn't happy with it. But at the end, I guess I did a good job. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, come on, Hasbro, a 50 cent wash, or not even on your ships really does something, really adds to it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're going to charge. I mean, that E-wing was $100 to begin with, and that's when I got it, I think I ended up paying like 40 bucks for it in the store because it went on ultra clearance. And when I opened it, I was like, this does not feel like $100 ship
Yeah.
unless my and I'm also going back to like when they did the Slave One a few years ago. That was $120 figure or piece, and it had a lot more going on with it. So
Yeah.
that's what I keep going back to.
Yeah.
But
And those washes would only take a few pennies.
yeah,
It's really just how can we shave more money? So they're saving maybe $1,000 or something like that per run or something. It's like a small amount to do that. So it's just
yeah,
a shame.
yeah, and there again, I know we keep harking on it, but Hasbro, think about it. Be like, okay, if we spend the extra $1,000 on this run, it'll make our figure or our paint app that much better, which will maybe get people to spend the $250 because
Yeah.
people are not going to sit there and be like, oh, because that's what we do. We sit there and talk about it in our chats, and because we've got chats, tons of chats going, and in the Facebook groups and everything, and they're like, for 50 cents or 25 cents, for pennies, they could have invested in this, and I'd have been a lot happier, done a wash and been a lot happier with this item.
I also think the as more as I thought about it more, I do think that they've withheld HasLabs across the entire company due to the tariffs
Uh-huh.
because those are so unpredictable that, I mean, one week it could be this, one week it could be that. And I think like, was it Super 7 got slapped with like a $2 million tariff
Wow.
and they had no choice but to pay it because they had all this stock just hanging out and it couldn't come in until they paid the tariff.
Hmm.
And so that's the kind of thing. And Hasbro got it under the bell with the cantina, and I think that's part of the reason why it was canceled in Mexico and they had to issue those refunds. It was a weird thing, and I just think that they had trouble getting those. I think it was easier for them to take the loss, the
Hmm.
financial loss, than to actually distribute those. And so I do think that HasLab has been pulled back a little bit because of that.
Uh-huh.
I just follow the money, and if they can't do a wash on a vehicle, then they're not going to be paying tariffs. They don't want to get stuck with the bill because they can't pass that along at that point because they've already paid for it.
Right.
We've already paid for it, and it's not like Hasbro will come back and say, if you want it, you need to pay us another $100
Yeah, because
because
people
that
aren't going to
feels
do
more
that.
like extortion.
Right. And people aren't going to pay that extra $100 for that
Yeah.
item.
So I think that's what's going on, and so I think any plans for HasLab in the foreseeable future has been put on hold.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
I
I don't
mean,
think I don't
go
think
ahead.
I don't think Tron killed HasLab. I'll put it that way.
Oh, come on, those horrible figures. But yeah, do you think that they would go with more of a pay to order or print to order pre-order situation
I
or
mean, I would love that because they're doing that with other lines, and they kind of did that with the Sabine and Chopper 2-pack. That was the one with the
the
mural
yeah,
card back, and that was a
this
window.
this one.
I'm looking at my notes. Hold on. Yes, that one.
That one. I just happened to I opened one because I had bent cards and they sent me another one, so I opened some.
You bet my Wookie, guys.
They did. I was like, dude, these are the one cards you think that you would not mess up, and y'all messed them up. And the one cards that I care about.
Yeah. So I would love to see him do something like that. You've got a limited window. You've got 1 month to order this. We'll make what you have, and that's it.
Mhm. Because I mean, those Transformers that I were talking about was the ultimate. That's what we're talking about. Do a pre-order, and you
Yeah.
probably sell more, and do a decent value with it.
They could they can make a new Carson Teva X-Wing. They've made the figure,
Hmm.
but he's got nothing to fly, and he's I would say 90% of the time seen in his X-Wing.
Yeah,
You can easily repaint Luke Skywalker's X-Wing and they've done that before with Blue Leader, what's his face from Rogue One?
yeah.
Uh Merrick? Is that his name? I can't remember. Anyways, moving on.
Well, that Hasbro loves a repaint.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You can do that. You can do a new do back. They've done the Bantha, but now let's get the do back. And I know they've got some sort of sculpt because they released the Black Series do back.
Hmm.
So they can easily just do that for 3.75. Grand Moff Tarkin would be another one that they've released during the initial run of Vintage Collection and is up in price in the secondary market. So that would be something that people would want.
Yeah,
And then like a new Y-Wing. Give us a
yeah.
new Y-Wing. It's been a while.
Would you want a big Y wing? I mean, like a scaled proper Y wing, or one that's a little bit off scale, or
Yeah, I would want a scaled Y-Wing.
so you'd be willing to pay 150, $200 for a Y wing if it was
For a
done
proper
proper.
Y-Wing, yes, with details and the proper wash. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, and I still keep going. It's like I don't know. I'm just the whole situation is frustrating because to me, you think of it that there's ways to make these things lights without putting batteries in them, and I don't think they've taken the time to really think about it uh, to do it.
Yeah.
Because they do it in other figures, but there again, it's their IP, so they can do whatever they want. They don't have anybody to answer to like they do with Star Wars.
Yeah. In last episode, I had talked about the top streamed Star Wars properties on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I actually have the list here.
All right.
I didn't have it in the car. So the top five streamed properties on Disney Plus were number one, Andor, number two, Star Wars New Hope, number three, Star Wars The Phantom Menace,
Ooh.
number four, Empire Strikes Back, And number five, Revenge of the Sith. The sequel trilogy did not make it in the top 10.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show how much that new stuff has resonated.
Well, I mean, that it ruined a billion-dollar Star Wars land.
Yeah.
You know,
And then finally, I saw this story online and I have confirmed that it is true that when they were making The Force Unleashed, that video game where you were playing a Star Killer,
yeah,
they wanted to introduce a new Sith. And so they were looking for names to name Star Killer, Darth what? And George Lucas said, "Okay, I'll help you." So everybody was really excited that the maker himself was going to come to this meeting and provide some Darth names because I mean this is the guy.
right.
And he shows up for this meeting and he gives him two names. The first name was Darth Icky,
Yeah.
and the
Okay.
second name was Darth Insanius. And then he walked out of the room and they were just kind of looking at each other like, we can't use those names. So I was like, what are some other names that shouldn't be used in Star Wars that are just as ridiculous as that?
Okay.
Darth Nauseous, Nauseous, Darth Covidius,
Okay.
maybe Darth Bogus Usses. Those are names, Lucasfilm, that you can't have. I've copyrighted them. You can't touch them.
TM.
TM, registered trademark of the Smugglers Galaxy podcast.
I can see him like that video and when that dude's recording that video walking down the streets of Chicago and George Lucas pops up in the back of it and realizes that a camera's on him. I could see him doing that in that meeting, just walking in, throwing those names on the table and walking right out.
Darth Icky, come on.
He's
It's like
like,
Darth Disgusting.
he's like, you know what? I need a free trip. Let me give you two names.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it was at Lucasfilm too, because it was LucasArts
Okay.
back then. So it was just in this, it was in the ranch.
Oh, geez. So he's there anyway.
Yeah.
He's probably like, hold on a minute. I'm in the middle of something. Let me type this Facebook message up and then I'll be right there.
Hmm.
Dark
There's
Icky.
Darth Insanius. It's like, come on, man.
Well, the Insanius, you could at least maybe develop it more. Dark Icky, you're like, what were you thinking?
Darth Crazy Eyes. Come on. Darth Monday.
Darth Monday, there you go.
Everybody dreads the Mondays.
Everybody hates Monday, so let's just name him Monday. What's Monday in the Star Wars world? We'll name him that.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Did you
You
see
do.
the new Halloween figures?
Yes. I forgot to talk about those. Yeah.
Yeah. At least are they doing them all Universal monsters?
Well, they're not Universal monsters because
Right.
then we have to pay licensing agreements. There's a reason why they didn't use Count Dooku as Count Dracula.
Right. But you
That was
know
a
what
little
I'm
too close to
saying.
home.
Right, but they're modeling it after the Universal monsters without saying they're modeling it after
Yeah,
Universal
like
monsters.
Akbar's being repainted as a green fish creature.
Right. You're like, "Oh, that's
A,
really reaching
a
people."
legally dissimilar green fish man.
Right. Well, the Universal can't even call him Creature from the Black Lagoon. They have to call him Gillman at Epic. He's Gillman. He's not Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, let's see.
And then the Tusken Raiders Invisible, which I'm like, dude, I've seen that. They've done that so many times. Why?
The Invisible Man.
Yeah, where he's clear, and then he comes with a picture, you know. And then what's the other one? Um,
It's the Bride of Frankenstein, but I can't. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Oh, it's Shakti as the Bride of Frankenstein-esque.
there we go. No, yeah, I'm trying to see if they sent. I still have the email. I guess not. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, they repainted Shakti, threw a white cloth over her, and kind of inspired by The Bride of Frankenstein, I guess.
But why? I mean, here's my question, and I've got to give it to, I've heard it somewhere else. Why wouldn't you just like do a Leia as a Bride of Frankenstein? When it or
Yeah, that would make most sense. And like I'm looking at the Tusken Raider that's invisible. They sculpted a hat on
yeah,
him. So they could have sculpted a new hairdo on Leia,
right. Yeah.
but they didn't. And so we just get that Shock T with black and white. I don't think they're Lekus, but when I say that, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, come on. If I'd have known we were coming, oh, there's the witch. I mean, why
That's
wouldn't
the
you
older
just,
one.
yeah, it's, why wouldn't you just do another skeleton um a stormtrooper?
Skeleton
Because,
Trooper would have been a slam dunk, I think. A lot of people enjoyed that one.
yeah,
But I guess this line is selling well because people seem to be, I mean, if they're still making it, it must be selling.
yeah. I mean, they do it for the Christmas time too, and the Christmas ones are just getting more and more ridiculous.
And Valentine's.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they'll be making leprechauns out of Grogu.
Oh my God. There it is. Yeah, that Bride of Frankenstein just does not work. Um, yeah, no, I could see totally. Dude, those look so ridiculous. I mean, the Gill Man looks okay, but why would you put a top? It just, oh, now it gives me the thumbs down. But yeah, that Shock T doesn't, neither one of those work as good as I think they would have. There you go.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen finally for those that are on YouTube so you can actually see we're at
Right.
galacticfigures.com. But these are the past ones. They use Cad Bane as a Frankenstein, and they use the Grand Inquisitor as Dracula because, like I said, I don't think you can use Christopher Lee as Dracula because then you're crossing into some sort of IP nightmare where someone could sue and be like, no, we own Christopher Lee's likeness as Dracula.
Uh-huh.
Those Hammer films back in the day. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, people are buying them, so Hasbro will keep making them. If it was a bomb, they would stop doing it.
Right.
I don't really see the Halloween ones end up in the discount stores like I do with the Christmas ones.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I think that says something as well.
Right. And then they did the May the 4th figures this year. So okay, are you is this what we expect from our Black Series figures from now on? Is just gimmicks?
Yeah, I guess so. They're looking for that Funko money. Although Funko money's drying up, so Funko's looking for money too.
Right.
I,
I
the
mean,
the prices of a Funko now are like $25.
really, and I think that's what got Funko started so well because they were $10 to begin with. And, and it was something to where you can be like a grandma, like their grandkid was into something and they had $10 to spend and it can be like, hey, he likes Star Wars. Let me go buy him a R2D2 Funko for $10.
Hmm.
And then next thing you know, people are collecting Funko figures. What is that? Is that who is he looks
So I'm looking at the Mon Calamari Fish Man. It has nothing to do with Gilman or the creature from the Black Lagoon, and it's got the little Toad frog guy from Jedi Survivor. As you move about the game, there was this little guy that would sit on his boat in swamps, and he would tell you information.
yeah.
And so they did that for one of the Black Series sets. And so they've just remolded him for this and painted him green. I don't think that's his real mouth. It looks like it's got slime or something on his mouth. I don't think that's part of it,
Mhm.
but yeah, they're giving him his dive suit too. So that was part of it as well. Um, and then the Shock T one has a green porg. I'm glad I'm not a porg collector because it'd be ridiculous to have to buy that. And I'm also thankful they didn't use a Salacious Crumb for any of these.
They did that for one of the Christmas ones, didn't they?
Yes, I have that one. And the Tusken Raider comes with the BD and a clear BD for some reason.
Right.
I
They were
don't,
like, he's popular.
I guess.
I guess the eyes were. Oh, is that Cad Bane's hat?
Yep. Yep, you're right. They did not mold something new. They just realized, oh wait, this hat fits on multiple figures. We can just reuse that. You're absolutely right.
Wow. Way to go, Hasbro. Oh, look, we had to make a picture or a mirror or something.
I'd be curious to know if this clear plastic will turn yellow in a couple years.
Right.
That tends to happen with clear stuff. And like even resin, when I see people using resin to make their projects and stuff, they tint it with a little blue or purple to kind of compensate for that yellow.
Uh-huh.
And it keeps it clear longer. It starts purple or yellow, but over time it actually clears up.
Yeah.
A lot of Hasbro white will turn yellow. So I'm curious if this plastic, if they use a cheap plastic, will UV affect it and start turning it yellow.
So he doesn't have a weapon. All he has is that picture frame.
He's got some sort of picture frame, and I think it's a mirror
Yeah.
because it's just a hat and glasses is what you would see if he was truly invisible and looking into a mirror.
Yeah. You know what would be fun is if somebody brought that to the Invisible Man at Epic Universe and see what he says.
Yeah, go for it.
I've got your figure.
Go for it. I feel like I spent way too much time on Black Series for this episode.
Yeah.
A
Well, I
lot of
mean,
complaining, but we're passionate Star Wars fans. We want this
yeah.
to be successful and to do well. And I think it's frustrating as a fan right now to see it flounder and not have the cultural relevance that it once had.
Right. And we're sitting here. I mean, we're doing the best we can, but it feels like our hands are tied. I mean, because we are when we get around fans and we get around the people, we get around our people, we're having a good time. But it's like we're not nobody new is coming into the fold, which we're kind of like, come on, and I think it is. People are just, I don't want to say sick of Star Wars, but because we went from, when you and I were teenagers, oh, you're a Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
You, into where everybody's into Star Wars. And I think we're going back into oh, I don't like Star Wars anymore.
I was going through some photos, old photos of me, and I found my graduation photo from high school. And you wear a robe and stuff, but I was wearing a tie underneath the robe, and it was a Star Wars tie.
Yeah.
And I remember back then, just like this is a risky move because I remember thinking at least the tie will be obscured. Nobody will see it because of the robe.
Right.
But
Yeah, I guess because I went back home this weekend or for 4th of July and we're driving and I was like, oh yeah, that used to be a burger chef. And that's where I had my 6th birthday. And I go and look at my wife and I'm like, guess what theme it was? She's like, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I'm like, yeah. Um, I guess I've always, yeah, I've kind of, I just accepted it when I was a teenager that I'm like, I'm a Star Wars guy and nobody cares. I don't really care. But yeah, I feel it where you were kind of like the oddball for a minute, liking it.
Yeah. And then it reached its peak, and then I think its peak might have been The Force Awakens, and it seems to be on a steady down decline ever since. So hopefully it's not too late and the ship can be righted.
Right. I mean, how much do you blame those movies, the prequels the prequels, sequels? Sorry.
Normally, I wouldn't blame him because if you look at what happened over time with the prequel trilogy, it was hated at first, but now there's a strong fan base. There's several people in the population that will say Revenge of the Sith is their favorite Star Wars movie.
Hmm.
And so I thought over time the same would be said about the sequel trilogy, but I can only use my microcosm as an example. My son's favorite is Rogue One.
Yeah.
It's not Force Awakens, Last Jedi, or although if you were to ask him out of those movies, what is his favorite, he would say The Last Jedi,
Yeah. Out of the prequels,
out of the sequel trilogy.
sequels. Yeah. If you had to pick these three movies, yeah, no, because it is, and I keep saying this, it's like because our kids are now late 20s, early 30s, or the generation before us, and now they're like, okay, I have expendable money, and this is what they do. That's their trilogy.
Yeah,
That's their Star Wars. So now it is going to, maybe will it take another 20 years before the sequel trilogy has its day? Because then people are like, well, that's my Star Wars. It may not have been the best, but this is what I remember seeing in a theater when I was 9 or 10.
yeah.
And it could, it could be that it'll take 20 years for a resurgence. I don't know. I mean, I use my son as an example because he has Star Wars tattoos. He has a Jar Jar tattoo. He has a Darth Maul tattoo, and he just got a pod racer piece. Those are all from the prequel trilogy, and that's his Star Wars. Darth Maul is his Darth Vader. So yeah, I mean, I definitely that's where that's going to be the hill I'm going to die on because it's I think that's why we're having a resurgence of the prequel trilogy right now.
There's a rumor that Ryan Gosling's character is named Cad. Was it Cade? Cade?
Uh-huh.
Cade. And there is a Cade Skywalker in the comic books, but that takes place like hundreds of years after the original trilogy.
Okay.
If you look at Cade Skywalker and compare it to Ryan Gosling's character, there's some attributes that are the same,
Hmm.
but he's not playing that character. It's just a character inspired by that character, I would assume.
Yeah.
Bringing something over from Legacy. I'm still waiting for the Dash Rendar to return.
That would be funny if he'd be like in the background or something. I mean, well, because it was shoot, Darth Maul's apprentice, Darth, what's her name?
Revan?
Darth
Darth
Talon,
Talon,
Darth Talon.
not Revan. Duh.
I was talking to my guitar player and he was like that the timeline doesn't make sense. And I'm like, they don't care about the timeline anymore. They don't care about the EU timeline anymore.
Yeah. EU is dead.
Yeah. They are just reaching in there, grabbing something they like and bringing it into modern day. And they don't care about anything.
I would love for them to like make Shadows of the Empire. Just straight up. Just make it. Just make
Yeah.
Shadows of the Empire. Hasbro seems to be following the like legacy publishing stuff. They're making Kyle Katarn, Dash Rendar, Prince Shizor.
Hmm.
Just make one of those movies. Make a book into a movie. You can do it.
Right. I mean, especially with Disney Plus nowadays, you've got a streaming service. Make it a cartoon.
Yeah, make an animated movie specific for Disney Plus and say that it's not legacy. It's just this is a legend that once happened, but turns out it didn't or something like that at the start. That's your crawl.
Right. And I mean, that's what I don't understand is why aren't they doing that? I
Or
mean,
you
I
could
guess they're, huh?
or you could sorry to interrupt. You could do like Broom Boy sitting there sweeping from The Last Jedi and just like, I once heard this story. And then like they just cut to the animation. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's true or not. I heard this story, and then it's Shadows of the Empire, and then boom, everybody's
Right.
happy.
Dude, Stephen King did that with one of his books because he's got a Dark Tower series, and they're like, "Oh, look, there's a new Dark Tower book out," and I bought it, and it was like that. They were the main characters of the Dark Tower had to bunker down for a couple of days, and the Roland told the story, and that was the book. And I'm like, this sucks. I thought it was another Dark Tower series, but it was
Characters
a
in it.
total, huh?
It is because technically the character's in it.
Right. But it has nothing to do. He's in it for a quarter of the book and he's just telling the story. And I'm like, thanks.
It's like one of these
Yes.
tales of scum and villainy that is not canonical, but it's still fun, and it's a rumor that these stories were told in the universe.
Exactly. I still need to read mine. I keep jumping to other books, but I need
Did
to
you
read
listen to
it.
David Quinn's episode with the?
I have not because I want to read the book first. I kind of want it because, yeah, because it's not, it's all the author's reading it, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Did
yeah,
he
and
do
that
like a making of book or it's just the audiobooks?
making of the audio stuff.
No, 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 like a making of the book, like a behind the scenes, or it's just,
Yeah, we read it and then we kind of talk about what inspired us and what
oh,
our
then
thought process was.
well, then doggone it, I may have to listen to it
Yeah,
if
you
that's the
do.
case.
If you enjoy it, yeah, I recommend that you listen to it because it was fun to make, and it was fun to kind of talk about what I was thinking, what my head canon was, and things like that.
Well, good. Then well, I appreciate you saying that because now it makes me want to go back and listen to it. Uh, because I thought it was just the authors reading it. And I didn't realize there were behind the scenes stuff to it.
Yeah, we talk a little bit about the creation of the whole process, which I mean I've talked about on this podcast. So I don't think there's anything new.
Mhm.
But
Well, it'd be nice to hear it a little bit more in detail, but I mean, I know you've hit it on here, but yeah, it's still behind the scenes stuff is always interesting.
A couple more things before we wrap up because we've been an hour, right?
Yeah.
So our buddy Jerry is going to be on, I don't think we're spoiling anything, the next Vintage Rebellion podcast.
Yeah.
So be sure, I think that's the July episode, so be sure to download that and listen to him. I do think they're talking about Rogue Fun, probably a little bit more of other things as well. Yeah, these boutique conventions, it's a lot of risk and a lot of reward if you do it right.
Yep.
So I think that's why they don't happen so frequently is because of the financial risk involved. But
Right. And you don't want to step over everybody's toes. You don't want to
yeah,
cannibalize everything.
yeah. And then lastly, the Saga Vault. I think this week, as this episode drops, is the fan made items, which will feature the Wilbur Hood ice cream patch set, which Narayan worked so hard on.
Right.
So it is a Georgia Alliance project too. So obviously vote for that. We want
Right.
that to be part of the traveling exhibit.
Before you go on, I thought it would be funny is if every piece of swag or whatever they brought had tied into Rogue Fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be cool. Although not everybody who's on that show has been to Rogue Fun, so
Well, there's
unfortunately,
just that. What seems like there's that one person that there's a rotating person, and then there's the
yeah,
moderator.
yeah. I would assume that I would assume that Steven Sansweet is the one that brings the ice cream stuff, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. I'm too behind on that because they released one when I was in New Orleans and they released one last night and I haven't watched those
The,
yet. But
the one released yesterday was fascinating because it was behind the Iron Curtain.
yeah, that one looked cool. And I do like the fact that they're like 15, 20 minutes. They're nice short. They're in and out. You
Yeah.
know, it I enjoy hour-long shows, but sometimes you just want to sit down and watch like a half an hour show just because you're like, okay, I got 20 minutes to kill.
I do think that YouTube videos shouldn't be longer than 30 minutes. I
Yeah.
think anything over that, it's like, what are you doing? This is self-indulgent. This is a YouTube video. You're not a show.
Right.
And you're not going to be picked up for a TV show. It's not like this is your pilot. Just edit it down to 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Do a series of 30-minute videos if you have, an hour-long show,
Right.
2 hour-long show. Cut it down to 30 minutes and just release it as a series.
Right. And I mean the production on this isn't a YouTube video. It's a show production.
Yeah.
It's very well produced.
Yeah. So watch that. But the Iron Curtain one is fascinating. There's some propaganda in there. There's some posters, like the Russian Star Wars was released in 1990 for the first time
Oh
behind the
wow.
Iron Curtain. And so the posters they made was sight unseen.
I love those posters.
Yeah, so it's like pastels and chalk drawings and like I guess the artist had heard about the cantina scene, so he did what he thought the aliens would look like,
Uh-huh.
which looked nothing like
It's like
the
Luke
movie.
Skywalker wrestling a bear.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. You're like,
Yeah, it's
That's not in the
fascinating.
movie."
Yeah. It's fascinating stuff and I'm excited for that museum. Hopefully it'll get I'm sure it will get built. Hopefully it'll be built in the next decade.
Yeah. I can see it taking 10 years. I mean, when you look into it and you talk to the guys and you realize what it takes to put that thing together, then you realize, oh man, it's gonna be a while because then they got to build it and then they
Yeah.
got to put it uh build it out and make the displays and stuff. So
Yeah,
and
it depends on the kind of construction. I can tell you from experience that like ground up construction can take up to 2 years.
right,
Renovation would be easier, but then you've got to deal with any historical aspects of your renovation need to be treated with respect and with care, and that could take even more time because then there's planners involved and color choices need to be specific, and so it just depends on that kind of stuff.
yeah. So I mean, what is it, sagamuseum.com, or if you Google
Something like
Saga
that.
Museum, you
.org.
can .org or something. Just Google it. Google it. It'll be there. Yeah, and if you want to support them because I know we've supported Rancho, we've supported Saga, made them part of our charity, just like Choa for the club. So yeah, support a good cause to help bolster Star Wars. Make it make
Boast it.
it Make it last longer. I don't think
Yeah.
Star Wars is going anywhere. We may be down. We may be getting ready to have a little bit of a lull, but I don't. Star Wars is never going to go anywhere.
Hmm.
I don't think.
I don't think so. I think it's got, I think at least the original's got so much historical context to it that it's going to be hanging around. I just don't know about the franchise itself,
Yeah.
whether the franchise can sustain growth in easy for me to say, relevance in the future.
Right.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm not crazy.
I would.
That I'm
I
still
would.
hip with the kids. Bet 6, 7. I'm
6,
hip.
7.
I'm hip.
Dude, we just aged ourselves because 6, 7 isn't a thing anymore.
I know, but it's funny.
Yes.
Anyways, I guess we'll see you in a couple weeks, folks.
Yeah.
I don't have my thing up. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Thank you for listening to the Smugglers Galaxy podcast. If you could please leave a like and a 5-star review of the show anywhere you listen to podcasts. It really helps us out and points people to our show. You can follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Send us an email or message us. We love feedback. We'd love to make you part of our show. Our email address is smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. Thank you to Alfonso Riviera for the Smugglers Galaxy logo. And thank you to Levi Waterhouse for the music. People, collect for the love of it. Hashtag vote with your wallet. Pass on what you've learned. Be a positive force in the collecting community. This is the way.
This is the way.